Ladies and gentlemen, from the Wintrust Arena here in Chicago, Illinois, live on DAZN and Sky Sports, Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing USA, in association with World of Boxing and Spartan Boxing, are proud to present the co-featured bout of the evening. We're sponsored by William Hill, Core Premium Vodka, Coors Light, Ingrad, and JD Sports. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the Illinois State Athletic Commission. The acting director is Nancy Ilg, the executive manager is Joel Campuzano, and the World Boxing Association. The president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza, the supervisor is Julio Time. Introducing your three judges scoring this world title contest from ringside, Javier Alvarez, Mike Fitzgerald, and Nelson Vasquez. At the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Luis Pabon. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBA Light Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, the challenger. He fights out of the blue corner, and he stands with his head trainer, Jose Bonilla. He wears black with purple trim. This 2008 Olympian scaled at the light heavyweight limit of 175 pounds. His professional record, 20 victories, 2 defeats. He has 1 draw and 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Presentando de Hijo de los Mina, Capital Santo Domingo, República Dominicana. Introducing the former WBO, NABO, and reigning WBO Latino light heavyweight champion, Lenin Castillo. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He stands with his head trainer, Gennady Mashyanov. He wears the tan with black trim. He's scaled already 174.3 pounds. His professional record, a perfect one. 16 fights, 16 victories, 11 of them coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he makes his 6th defense of his world title, fighting out of St. Petersburg, Russia. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the reigning, defending, undefeated WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol.
One with him, just one with him, okay? Come on, everybody's out. Okay, guys, I give you instruction in the dressing room. They're having a clean match, okay? Good luck, God bless you.
You know, there's an expression in baseball, fellas. That's what it looks like when you think world-class fighter.
Time TV.
That's what it looks like.
Tiempo de televisión,
Dmitry
okay?
Bivol. I mean, just the total package. 16-0, 11 of his wins by knockout. We'll see what kind of test Lenin Castillo can give this man at the height of his skill and power.
Books.
Scheduled for the championship 12. Again, all 4 champions at 175 pounds will fight over the next 3 weeks. So Bivol kicks things off here for your viewing pleasure. Defending his belt here tonight in Chicago.
Sticking to your baseball analogy, Brian, one of the hardest things to do is hit a fastball in the major leagues. And one of the hardest things in boxing is to get these impressive knockouts. In the last 3 fights, Bivol hasn't got the knockout, and he started off destroying everybody. But the higher you get in competition, fighting former champions and guys that have been there with the best, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
Last 3 fights, Isaac Chilemba, Jean Pascal, and then Joe Smith Jr. We spoke about that. Look, in that last fight, that was in March. Castillo already calm and landing a right hand to the body. That was against rugged Joe Smith in March in Verona, New York. But by the way, Bivol won 10 or 11 of those rounds. He outlanded Joe Smith 208 to 39. I mean, that's a shutout. I hate to go back to baseball. That's a shutout, fellas.
Can I
Yeah, Joe Smith Jr. almost got a home run.
Okay, Sergio, can I disagree with you here? Because you're right. When fighters step up in competition, it gets more difficult to secure knockouts. But let's not act like Isaac Chilemba and a long-faded Jean Pascal are top-level light heavyweights. I was at the Chilemba fight. I don't think that Bivol did enough to step on the gas to go for a knockout against a guy that doesn't have considerable power. So I'll give you the Smith fight, but the two prior, I don't think he's been the same guy that I saw against, say, Sullivan Barrera. Against Sullivan Barrera, he was up big in that fight, and he went for the knockout and got it in the 12th round.
Did you see John Pascal's last fight? I mean, he's a highlight reel. He's difficult to get out of there. He's as tough as he comes.
He was basically retired up until that point.
Not anymore.
I think you both made good points there. I have that round even. Bivol moving forward now, able to land the jab and the right hand to the body. Chris, I know what you're saying. Sometimes you take your W and you walk away. But if you want to gain a bigger fan base or create a mandate, right, to fight the other champions, it is helpful when you get guys out of it. So far, Castillo doing a decent job here in round one. Again, you can see the calm presence and sticking out a professional jab to keep Bivol at bay. Bivol trying to close the distance, landing the right hand, partially blocked. And you can see Sergio, he's trying to solve the puzzle of Castillo right now.
Castillo is an Olympian. His only two losses are to undefeated fighters. So it's going to be a tough test for Dmitry Bivol, that's for sure. Especially to get the knockout like Chris Mannix.
It's demanding, yes. Castillo, again, full size light heavyweight, 6'3", and not easy to close the distance in the gap.
Premium vodka, the third best-selling vodka in the world, now available in America.
Дима, чуть-чуть. Начинаешь продергивать вот этим подседом, качаешь, вот так получается. Понял? Оп, расслаблен. Надо расслабить плечики, чуть напряжен. И левый держишь голову под контролем, а сам правый по брюху туда, по брюху и сразу переводишь.
He's holding your head under his control. He beats you into your stomach. Watch for him.
С выпадом бей, не на месте, да.
Not in the spot. Go forward, position. Move around and watch around.
Теснишь его, не даешь ему стоять на месте.
You cannot allow him to stand on his one spot. You have to move around and make him move around.
Round two, Dmitry Bivol here again, another accomplished amateur.
Box.
And we await the main event, Alexander Usyk, Olympic gold medalist, world amateur champion. Bivol was 268-15 as an amateur, so highly accomplished, extremely skilled. Already with a world title belt, title defense here against Lenin Castillo. What a good round one, although Chris Mannix gave that first round to Bivol.
Bivol beats you with his accuracy and with his volume. He just wears you down until he can land 4 or 5 punches in a row that really hurt.
You wonder if after that first round, Sergio, that he puts his foot down on the gas pedal a little bit more.
I want to see more jabs from Bivol upstairs and stabbing that midsection of Castillo as well. Castillo's a little bit taller, has a little bit longer reach, so he can break that in half by stabbing him downstairs with the jab.
Yeah, normally Bivol is one of the most active jabbers in the game. He throws 33 jabs per round. Light heavyweight average is 23 per round. So for a man this size, he throws a lot of jabs. Not sure how many he threw there in round one. He's well above average in the jabs landed as well.
Castillo's reach is 6 inches longer, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to break that distance.
Good point. And he's calm too, Sergio. I mean, you see that calm presence also deters you from just trying to come in and jab your way in.
That's what makes him dangerous. Aside from heavy hands, he's just a patient, precise puncher.
In the biggest fight of his career, Lenin Castillo went up against Marcus Brown in May of last year. By the way, that was a legitimate knockdown he had on Brown. Stunned him with a hook, dropped him in the 5th round. You know, he lost that fight. He was kind of outquicked and outworked, but Castillo lost a unanimous decision. But that knockdown was legitimate.
Marcus Brown was an Olympian. It's a southpaw. He was undefeated at 21-0, so I mean, that's a tough test for anybody.
Moving Castillo back into the corner. Takes a good long look. Trying to get his rhythm, trying to get his tolerance. A nice jab. That landed by Bivol. And another jab. And another jab. Now you see how it totals up. Jab right hand by Bivol.
Sergio Castillo is very flat-footed in these first couple of rounds. You can tell Bivol's wary of that power. Look at Castillo. He is largely a stationary guy.
He's a stationary target, but he's tall. He's a tall target, and he has that reach. And right now, Bivol has to respect that reach and that pop behind the power between Lenin and Castillo.
Combination there. Touched him with the right hand after the hook to the body. Hard shots there by Castillo. It's funny, Bivol against Joe Smith Jr. Sergio, you never want to have to find out if you have a good chin, but we did find that out.
You have to have brains, you have to have a chin, and you have to have heart. We discovered that Dmitry Bivol can take a punch.
That was affected by Bivol. Good exchange here in the final seconds. Getting ready for round 3 here. Dmitry Bivol defending his title against Lenin Castillo. You saw right there, KSI and Logan Paul will go at it again in the professional ranks this time. No headgear, November 9th. Exclusively here on DAZN, live from the Staples Center in LA. Devin Haney on the undercard there too, right, fellas?
Devin Haney will be on the undercard. Billy Joe Saunders will be on the undercard. And a great opportunity for those two guys in front of an audience that probably has never seen either one of them before.
I'll tell you, Haney is spectacular. He was just fantastic in New York City. Look forward to seeing him as well. You saw the judge there, 5 and 5. Castillo and Bivol. Bit of a surprise given that Bivol is, again, has about the best jab in the game. Usually has to throw it so many times. Again, it's not apples to apples. Again, you're fighting a guy 6'3". Sergio, if you mentioned, he's tall. He has a good jab himself. You counter, so you can't just have your way in, but just throw more jabs here. It's not that easy.
Bivol started this round throwing the jab downstairs and the right hand to the body. I want to see more jabs. If you can't go upstairs with that jab, clearly you're going to go downstairs. Stop him downstairs in the midsection.
Still smiling, relaxing here in round 3. That is a key to being effective in the championship fight, to conserve your energy. You're going to need that in later rounds, especially against Bivol. Jab to the head, jab to the body. Bivol will go day and night. He will go 12 hard rounds. His work rate will be that he's in fantastic condition.
There's another jab downstairs, 2 in a row. I want to see more of those jabs to chop Castillo's sides in half. I used to love fighting tall fighters for that reason, because I could stab him downstairs. It takes leg strength, but you can set up the big shots later in the fight if you continually start landing those jabs to the midsection.
Bivol trying to move forward here, getting another jab to the body, trying to solve this puzzle. But I like the movement that we saw against Joe Smith. Now maybe Joe Smith was a little slower and that sort of thing, but one thing we spoke about a lot in that last fight, Sergio, was Bivol's ability to master the space, and also just his intuition in knowing when he was out of danger and be able to move in and out fluidly.
Ring generalship, and that's why that's one of the things that judges see, and that's, I think, one of the best things that Dmitry Bivol does is he controls the ring. He doesn't let you back him up easily. He doesn't waste any space.
Final 40 seconds of round 3. Let's go to Claudia Trevors. Claudia?
Thank you, BK. Jose Bonilla is very happy with what he sees on Lenin. He's saying that he just needs to shorten the distance, get a little closer, work the body, be a little bit more active. But they're satisfied with what Lenin Castillo is doing in the ring.
Castillo is sparring with Dmitry Bivol. Faces Alexander Kostic next week.
You can take the power of Beterbiev. You can take the power of anything.
Firing back. Jab right hand. Here in the final seconds. Close round so far. The translated words of Gennady Mashinov, trainer for Dmitry Bivol. At this point, it seems like he's doing enough to win these rounds, Sergio, but he's not dominating. What would your advice be for Bivol?
Well, he's winning quietly, that's for sure. And the most successful punch that I've seen has been that jab to the gut, but he needs to continue that and double it up downstairs as well.
Round 4 scheduled for the championship 12. The co-feature here, again, Alexander Usyk in our main event still to come. Bivol in the tan shorts, Castillo in black. Castillo has had 2 fights since losing to Marcus Brown. He's won them both. They're both in the Dominican Republic. This is a huge step up in class, but you can see, not intimidated. Eats a hook there. Bivol with the scoring shot.
It will be interesting to see what the message Castillo's corner is as this fight goes on. Is he here to win, or is he here to go the distance?
Because he's doing well, Chris. How are you scoring so far?
top score of 3 rounds to none for Bivol. I think that Castillo's had some moments with some counter shots with Bivol that's pressing whatever action we're seeing at this point. And I think Lenin with clean shots.
There's the jabs for round 3, and we thought it was close in the first round. Now 5 to 7. That's the type of gap that we're used to seeing with Bivol. Only Vasily Lomachenko has a wider gap when the punches landed and punches eaten, basically. Loma is widely considered #1 in the world pound for pound.
It's a well-timed power jab.
Bivol has been winning by a wide margin in his fights. Landing is what going to counter box. He's elusive on one side and offensively very accurate. Not dominating here, and seemingly winning all these rounds.
Let's check football by Castillo.
As we get ready for Canelo Alvarez and Sergey Kovalev, there's a team that make one reason Kovalev was able to become semi-legendary was that he laughed. He was excited.
Yeah, beginning with that Nathan Featherweight fight, Kovalev the overseas, he kind of burst off the scene. He'd been fighting in overseas sports down there for a while, but that was an HBO fight, a world title fight. From that point on, he was just a wrecking ball, and that's what made him the name he is today.
Serious, great shape. Someone who's also had power with both hands. He still has one of the belts at 175 pounds. Maybe not quite what he used to be. But he'll be fighting a much smaller man. Yet that smaller man is the middleweight champion of the world. Canelo Alvarez moving up in weight. Castillo moving forward there. Going at the bell. Pedigree is there, and Usyk going to heavyweight tonight. Here in the co-feature, all 4 rounds, according to Chris Maddox, going to Dmitry Bivol from St. Petersburg, Russia, defending his WBA light heavyweight belt. It is interesting, too, Sergio, and Chris touched on it, that, you know, Castillo's doing quite well. He's in this fight, he's boxing well, see him firing back, but does he try something different, say, you know, I've got to win a round, or is it possible for me to drop Bivol and change the equation?
Well, it goes to show that sparring, the 4-week camp that he's had sparring with the IBF champion out there better, is paying off right here because he's not intimidated by the sharp, strong punches of Bivol.
That's what I mean. I've mentioned it from the start. His shoulders are relaxed. He's calm. But now, okay, when you're losing round after round, what does his corner start to say?
I think at some point you have to decide if you're going to open up or not, if you're going to take risks and try to come away with the most significant win of your career or not. That's something. That's not really there yet, but I think that's something you'll have to talk about.
To your point, Chris, you're right. This is his shot at the title, literally. You know, it's not a metaphor. It's a shot at the title. Round 5 again, scheduled for 12. We're here at Wintrust Arena in Chicago, right hand by Bivol. Brian Kenny with Sergio Mora, Chris Maddox. Steve Smoger is with us ringside as well. So we don't work Steve if we don't have to. Steve, everything's clean as we promised in this fight. Put him to work in the previous fight quite a bit. Right hand, again, heated by Bivol, driving Castillo back toward the corner. But he is not seizing the opportunity here once he gets his man in that corner.
Because Castillo's been punching really sharply with counter punches. He's been catching and countering really sharp. So, he almost landed a nice right hand Castillo did right there. So, Bivol has to watch out for the hard counter punching ability of Lenin Castillo.
Now, Castillo is doing what he told us he was going to do. He said he believes that Bivol, when he opens up, leaves himself open for those types of shots. It's just not as frequently as you need to do to win rounds.
I like that right hand lock. You can't land 3 shots upstairs and just touch him downstairs. He's been jabbing and throwing that right hand Bivol has downstairs effectively.
Bivol now digs in, fires back. Once he ate a little leather, he comes back firing. Hard now, right hands, and driving Castillo back. Maybe a chance to do something a little bit more here in the 5th round. Final seconds, round 5, main event is next. Alexander Usyk, unified cruiserweight champion, taking on Chaz Witherspoon. We understand something's going on back in the dressing room with the Witherspoon camp. Let's get a report from Claudia Trejos.
Thank you, Brian. Chaz just had to have his gloves changed. Witherspoon tried his gloves without the tape. So now they had to bring Everlast extra large gloves so he could use the bandage and put his hands into the glove. They didn't fit when he tried them on. So this is last minute change right before he walks into the ring. Back to you.
Claudia, good to know. Gloves seem to be good. Tommy Brooks there, trainer for Chaz Witherspoon. Nothing controversial there, Sergio, right?
No, that happens. That's why there's usually 2 pairs of gloves that you could choose from. So if the first one doesn't fit, you got to go with the second pair.
Steve, what do you make of that?
Well, this is normal conduct pre-fight. They want the gloves to be, comfortable for Chaz. So no problem there.
Steve Smoga, Hall of Fame referee, weighing in there. Boy, can you imagine if that happened, like, I don't know, Mayweather De La Hoya? Like, it would just the place would explode. Remember that?
Well, Mayweather did it as gamesmanship at times. He would dictate to you exactly what kind of gloves he would wear. He did that to Marcos Maidana, if I remember correctly.
That's where it just sprang to mind. It's like, wow, that used to be a very controversial thing, that you had to have these gloves, had to have the same gloves that you agreed to, couldn't change. And then if a guy had different colored gloves, who got the advantage? Here it all seems to be very smooth. They could go to Usyk and say, "What do you make of that?" He's like, "Whatever, fine, whatever." Is he gonna go in the ring? If he's in the ring, we're good.
Sergio was the same level of diva in his fighting days.
Yes, I was. And that happens sometimes when you get brand new gloves. Sometimes they're tight and you got to break them in. And we have a hard time breaking them in and breaking in that leather, and especially when you have that hand wrap under it.
Round 6 here, Dmitry Bivol defending his title against Lenin Castillo. Castillo having a decent night. Don't know if he's winning any rounds. According to Chris Mannix, he is not. Bivol landing to the body and landing to the head. Oh, shot right down! Down goes Castillo! That fast!
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on. Okay?
Wow, Bivol really changed things there. You see how quickly he can seize the opportunity. A lot of time left. Half the distance in this round. Minute and a half plus.
Bivol countered a lazy jab by Castillo, and it paid off with a knockdown. They both acknowledged each other when Castillo was on the floor.
Let's see if Bivol gets after it. Chris Mannix, you mentioned him throughout the night. Bivol could do something spectacular to make a name for himself, or he could just defend. Let's see what he tries.
I think it's an opportunity here. Create that mandate we talked about before this fight. You get a big knockout against a credible opponent, you can do something for yourself.
Yeah, that was a beautiful knockdown, though. Let's just point that out. That was gorgeous.
It was a beautiful knockdown, but I don't think Castillo's that hurt right now. Like, his body language is really good. His eyes look clean, so Bivol needs to be careful as well. So he can't just go in there looking for the knockout because Castillo looks right to me.
No, he gathered himself and he fires back here. He was smiling as he got back up, and yet he just got chopped down. Bivol just put him down.
Every couple sort of boxing Castillo a little bit. But if you're smiling at a guy, grinning at a guy, chances are that guy just hurt you.
No question there. Big knockdown by Bivol in the 6th round, but Castillo able to weather that storm and recover. Easy 10-8 scoring there. Bivol with his signature moment in this fight.
Bivol looking to set up the same counter right hand, so Castillo's a little hesitant to throw that jab now.
Final seconds of round 6. Just controlling this fight. They're 98% of this fight spent at distance. And round by round, he is getting hit less. With that moment, big knockdown in the 6th round. Dmitry Bivol with a beautiful right hand. Back to work here, round 7, the knockdown in the 6th round. Dmitry Bivol seemingly winning every round. He is, according to Chris Mannix's scorecard, in the knockdown in the 6th. We'll see what Bivol looks to do here in the 7th. Well, that's what we mean by the class, right? The class, the jabbing skill, round by round, the margin gets a little wider, and then you leave a slight opening, and you have a rapid-fire right hand cause the knockdown.
And it takes something out of you to keep your hands up like that constantly and absorb, trying to block those punches from that.
And Bivol right now averaging 39 jabs thrown per round. So he's even above his average, landing 11 per round. So you know that slow start that he had? Well, that's long gone. It's almost silent, you know, just round by round, Bivol starts to pick you apart. Castillo is standing there, but he's losing.
Bivol having to jab up and fight to that 6-inch reach disadvantage that he has, but he's been doing a good job timing the jabs from Castillo. That's why Castillo is hesitant to throw shots.
Bivol doubling up on the jab, Castillo able to answer. That is the first time Castillo has been knocked down as a professional. See Bivol able to land the jab, step back, and get out of range. Land more scoring shots. Again, these aren't doing big damage to Castillo. He is scoring consistently and winning these rounds.
Castillo's content waiting and timing the shots at Bivol. Right now, he just barely missed with a right uppercut, which is a dangerous punch, but he only almost landed on Bivol's chin right there. So he's just waiting on a counter. He didn't look at an initiate reaction. Castillo is.
Well, Sergio, let me ask you then. Do you want to see him put his foot on the accelerator, or are you like, hey, wait a second, we're winning every round. We just knocked the guy down in spectacular fashion. We're good.
Well, if you want to win the world title, you better put your foot on the gas pedal because
Bivol, I'm saying, Bivol. I'm saying, if you're in Bivol's corner, you say, hey, man, let's get this guy out. You're saying, hey, let's just keep winning these rounds. What are you saying?
I think winning rounds. I mean, look, you're in there with a guy that's still looking to counterpunch you really effectively. Castillo this round with a sharp catch and left hook right there. He has power behind those punches too. He has 15 knockouts in 20 fights. He's sharp. He's still looking for the knockouts, so you have to respect it if you're Dmitry Bivol.
Again, this will be the test. Again, he said he let his focus away from him against Joe Smith Jr. in the final seconds of the 10th round. But I'll just say, that punch that Joe Smith Jr. landed in the 10th round, I mean, that was at the bell, right at the bell. It's not like Bivol was getting lazy, and yet your concentration has to be complete at this level.
Protect yourself at all times.
Bivol, again, very good round to follow up.
Where are my Bivol fans? Where are Bivol fans? Bivol fans, make some noise! Castillo fans, make some noise!
Подыши.
Бриз.
Сейчас отдохнул чуть-чуть в раунде, да, немножко. Да. Сейчас чуть-чуть завинти, чуть-чуть. Сделай мне 3 куска в раунде. 3 куска таких легких, да.
Make those 3 pieces in the round. You understand? 3 pieces. Second series is supposed to be hard.
Проваливаешь и уже здесь бьешь с обоих рук. Но убирая голову. Длиннейшие удары, длиннейшие.
The longest punches. Take away your head. We are taking head away.
This note from CompuBox, Lenin Castillo landing in single digits all 7 rounds tonight. Bivol's streak to opponents landing single digits in 60 of his last 62 rounds. Again, it might not look like complete dominance, but as far as the scoring, it absolutely is. Bivol wins and wins cleanly.
That's what he does so quietly and great. He wins these rounds by not having to overexert himself and throwing combinations. It's with a power jab and sharp laser right hand like he dropped Castillo with.
And yet, is it enough for the Chris Mannixes of the world?
I have no issue with how Bivol is fighting right now. There's still a long way to go in this fight. And I go back to what he did a few years ago against Sullivan Barrera. He just wore Barrera down over 11 rounds. And the 12th came out with the same intensity. And those punches we're seeing right now put Barrera down and out. So this is how Dmitry Bivol picks up some of these knockouts.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I'm a little defensive there. Go a little longer if you want.
just I threw out a lazy jab there. He's firing back. Take it easy. No, people will say that, Chris. We're having a good fun here. People will say that. They'll say, "Oh, how did he look? Yeah, but you know, this guy's knocking people out. Better BF starts his guys." It's true. But you can look to the consistent excellence of Bivol as well, and that's why they knocked out his head. Get a signature move in the fight. Here, round 8, again scheduled for 12. Still continues to come forward.
probably belongs better at super middleweight than Bivol.
Still complaining there, so he got hit in the back of the head. He said he could make 168. I don't know where the weight comes from. So look at the body on the guy.
Well, maybe that's the case here, because look, when he started out starching guys, of course, on the way up, but now that he's fighting guys like Isaac Chilemba and Sullivan Barrera, Jen Pascal, these guys are some of the best fighters in the world. Maybe he's just a little smaller than most of these light heavyweights.
That's a good point. Beautiful combination there.
Isaac Chilemba's put that core of his Twitter.
See, that's the Chris Madison.
And you're countering just as well as Castillo is.
Steve Smoke is going to have to take a point away, Serge.
No, but see, that's the point that I'm trying to make. I mean, Bivol, as strong as he is, he's 6 foot and 70-inch reach. So yeah, maybe he's just a smart light heavyweight.
Both. Round 9, Dmitry Bivol coming out, and I'm curious to see, Sergio, just how much more aggressive Castillo gets over these final few rounds.
Well, he's been waiting to counter the shots of Bivol. Well, right now, he's pitching a shutout, Bivol is. So look, he doesn't have to really open up because Castillo's looking at countering between the shots. He's been catching and countering really well. But if he does want to win this title, then he has to open up. He has no choice, Castillo.
Castillo there, coming with the big left, and that's the counter shot he's been looking for all night.
And that's the counter shots that I've been telling you that he's been really sharp with. So Bivol has been noticing this from the first round on. Castillo's just looking to counter. He's not looking to initiate the offense.
2 minutes left in round 9. See the power punches through 8. Wow, that's a lot closer than I thought. So it really is Bivol's huge advantage in the jab.
By Castillo. Now you see Castillo backing up Bivol.
He's able to put that over the top too. Full 6 foot 3, having the hook and then hook to the body, cuffing him. This could be the best chance that Castillo has all night. At a certain point, Sergio, it is difficult to maintain your intensity, right, for a full 12 rounds. And I guess you have to try to smell when that will happen. If you're Castillo trying to figure out, sniff out when Bivol possibly is having a lapse.
Well, that's what the middle rounds are for. You have to take off of them. It's a 6th, 7th, or 8th round. And now we're getting close to the championship round. And you want to win this title, you got to put your foot on the gas here. And I think he's doing that, Castillo is. He's coming forward. This is the first round that we see Bivol wrapping up the entire round.
Bivol doesn't quite have the power to keep some of the gun. He's got the crispness. There's an accurate shot straight up the middle. And a snap back Castillo's head.
There's another catch and counter by Bivol with the left hook. Excuse me, Castillo.
It is important because I'm with you. I've said this for decades. When you have one champion in the division, it just makes everything. It brings a focus to the whole division. It can make a star out of a guy. It brings mainstream fans back to the sport. Everything. And I love that. I love every champion in this division. But it'd be great if you could get one.
Sometimes it's really very for a division to establish a star. Kovalev is, of course, the most well-known. But to get those other top guys into the mainstream, you've got to have one face.
Which is definitely the case at 200 pounds. And Alexander Usyk, and when he was able to become the unified cruiserweight champion, everyone could say, all right, who's this guy? And if you've watched him here on DAZN fighting from Europe, you've been able to be extremely impressed, and you are likely to be impressed again tonight as Usyk moves up to heavyweight in the main event.
Вылезаешь, чуть-чуть, вылезаешь и останавливаешь.
And this is what Dmitry Bivol has been dealing with the entire night. Right here we see a nice punch sequence up and down with jabs. The right hand that's been landing downstairs, try to come around the guard. But look, Castillo just waiting for his moment to land that catch and counter left hook right there. It's like a rat trap. As soon as it touches, it's gonna snap, and Bivol's aware of that.
В смысле? И не вылезай. Пробил и вылезаешь прямой. Ногами.
Just do it.
Ногами, Дима.
Just do it. Go ahead.
Just do it. There you go. Wanted that translated. We got it. Round 10, championship rounds here. Light heavyweight belt on the line. Bivol's WBA light heavyweight title. Dmitry Bivol in the tan trunks. And Lenin Castillo in the black. Castillo putting up a good effort. Don't know if he's won any rounds, but he's had his moments. And as we've said before, Sergio, just to underline this point, Bivol does not quite have that size or power at this weight class just to keep a man at bay. He has to be jabbing and working throughout. He's been masterful, but it's not easy for him. He has to stay intense every minute of every round.
Now, he's a small light heavyweight, maybe super middleweight would serve him more well, but right here he's having a difficult time with a normal size light heavyweight. I mean, Castillo is the good. He's 6'2", just like Kovalev, 76-inch reach. He's a big light heavyweight.
He has said, hey, I could make 168. I think there are better fights for him there if he could, or should he just stay here?
Look, I think there are certainly opportunities at 168 on his, quote, side of the street. You have Callum Smith, who's looking for a big fight at 168. He's going to return to the ring soon. Billy Joe Saunders, who's a 168-pound champion. He's coming back November 9th. So, if these guys are looking for a significant fight, there's a light heavyweight title holder right here as well.
Starts the same for Bivol. He's been terrific. There's the right hand to the bottom and then the head. Yeah, he is a stylish fighter. With a high level of skill and class. Castillo just kind of plays people on the way back. A stiff jab by Castillo.
Castillo doing a good job of walking back Bivol. Maybe that's what his corner wanted. The last 2 rounds, he's had success walking back Bivol.
Just your point, I think it is, if he can get that big money from Callum Smith, so Ring Magazine champion might recognize, might bring about that opportunity. Otherwise, he could say, hey, listen, I'm a champ here at 175. Let these guys come to me.
Sometimes, though, you do have to be creative to make yourself a little bit of Chad Dawson. When Chad Dawson was an established 75-pound champion, but he wasn't a big star. He dropped down, he rolled the dice, thought that they would give you a go. But respect him for taking that path.
Respect him, but that was the beginning of the downfall, I would say, of Dawson. Right? I mean, once he started, he was dominating and a champion in light heavyweight, but he goes to 168. Sure, it was against Andre Ward, but he started getting down.
Stay back.
Usyk.
Stay back.
Moving up to heavyweight tonight in our main event. Not far away, right after Dmitry Bivol and Lenin Castillo here. 11th round scheduled for 12. I'm looking forward to it. Usyk is terrific. I mean, he's a terrific boxer. The only question is, can he beat guys who are 270 pounds who are 6'7" or 6'9"?
You know, Eddie Hearn said recently that he thinks that Usyk is going to get a chance to fight for a vacant heavyweight title, in part because there aren't going to be too many heavyweights running to face him right away. The risk-reward just isn't high enough.
What vacant belts will be out there?
If you want to get into the semantics, the WBO, which Usyk is the mandatory for, having moved up from the cruiserweight division, that belt is on the line in the Andy Ruiz-Joshua fight. Whoever comes out of that fight will also have to defend the IBF title, and they may elect to go IBF against Usyk Cooler rather than rolling the dice against the guy like Usyk.
I hate it when you go to collect a couple of belts and then they all get stripped away. Oh, here's a new champ.
We saw it happen with Tyson Fury after the Vladimir Klitschko fight. Sometimes the sanctioned bodies can't play nicely when they can't. Sometimes one of them will strip the fighter.
That's a shame. We want to see Usyk get a chance. Ruiz defending his title right here at his own against Anthony Joshua. We were talking about, hey, what's going to change there? Joshua, of course, John Cusack, the actor, is here. He said, hey, man, what's different? You know, we watched back that fight. Ruiz was terrific every minute of every round, except for the one where he got dropped.
I never would have predicted you'd have a close friendship with John Cusack.
Big Cubs fan. belonged in the Cubs and Indians World Series right here in Chicago. He comes out of the fights. He comes out with Chris Chelios. NHL great. This is good fight time. Look, this place, if it's not packed, it's very close. It's a great crowd last year. I love their boxing. And again, you've got fighters from Russia and Ukraine. People just come right out. Dmitry Bivol here. Winning most every round, if not every single round. Knockdown in the 6th. Here in around the 11th final minute. Maybe try to close the show.
That shook Castillo with that overhand right there. They were looking to counter each other's counters, and right there, Bivol landed with a good overhand right.
Good speed by Bivol, consistent work as well.
First foot feint that I see from Bivol, it's because he wants to get Castillo to open up with that counter, just like he did right there.
And right after he tried a lead hook as well. Sergio tried to come in with a punch again at the bell, and we'll go to the final round.
Локоток повыше. И сразу плечо туда накидывай. Но не рискуй, понял? Наверняка это...
Don't risk it, don't
Крайний
risk
раунд,
it.
Дима.
Go around him, but don't risk it.
Концентрацию не теряй.
Don't
Всё
lose your
налегке, всё.
concentration. That's all, that's all.
Last round, last round.
Last round, last round.
Танцуй, танцуй. И готов выкинуть плечо в цель.
Be
Убираем
ready
вниз,
to
лоб
push
туда,
your
дай
shoulder
только сразу.
forward.
Выходи на левую, понял? Выходи на левую.
And get away to the
Левый
left
сбоку
one.
с
You
подседом
understand?
очень хорошо летит.
Left hook, left hook.
Все так, ничего.
Great job, great job.
Крайний раунд, Дима, концентрация.
12th and final round. And you heard the translation there from the corner of Bivol. Is that, don't risk it? Keep your focus, but don't risk it? I heard a little bit of that, I thought. And you see what Dmitry Bivol does here. He's got a knockdown. He's got a convincing win once again. Is it enough? Well, it's enough to win. I don't know if it's enough to electrify the division and create a mandate to get a big fight. But Bivol doing his job. No question. Look at this one. Beautiful work by Bivol.
Yeah, no matter what the corner said, taking your foot off the gas is not Dmitry Bivol's style. Against Barrera, he came out up big, knowing he was up big, and still went for the knockout and secured it in that 12th round.
In that last round, Castillo outlanding Bivol 14-11. That was the first round where Castillo had the advantage there in the punches landing. Otherwise, it's all Bivol here. It's all Bivol here in the first minute of this 12th round. Again, one thing that will be fascinating, Bivol does get in there with some of the other champions at 175, guys like Kovalev and Beterbiev at the very least. Those guys are hard punchers. When you have puncher versus boxer, a lot of things can happen. It's a good matchup.
Hands like bricks.
Also boxes very methodically. Lenin's not all slow, I'm not saying that. He will take his time as well. Could be a bit of a chess match. But eventually, Beterbiev is looking to get you out. Last chance here to make something happen. He knows he's losing, right, Sergio?
He's content with what he's doing. I think he got the respect of Bivol. He went down, he got up, he showed hard. He maybe a little bit out class when it comes to the counter punching, because that's what Castillo was looking for, is a counter punch. But Bivol really sharp with the punches tonight.
And it is, I'm just saying it, I'm not criticizing him, but it is his chance of a lifetime.
It is a chance of a lifetime for a title shot.
Just with the right hand there, that was a big try with the combination by Bivol. So Castillo did try with the right hand here, and short. Bivol is difficult to hit. Now we're starting to whistle and hoop. They're doing it while Bivol's throwing punches. seconds, and it was a dominant performance by Dmitry Bivol. He has the knockdown. He's won, if not every round, probably 11 of 12 at the very least, outlanded in just one round. Drops under the right hand there in the final seconds and looks to punctuate things here with a flurry, as he does. And the champ with an easy title defense and convincing here in Chicago. Good work by Bivol.
Хорошо, очень хорошо.
If you're his corner, Sergio, again, I will make it different. If you're a fan, maybe you're not electrified. If you're his corner, you have to be thrilled. Look, he barely got hit. He dominated.
He dominated, won unanimously, decisively. He put his man down. He got Castillo's respect, but Castillo, I mean, he was laughing on the way down, winked at him in the corner. He was in this fight looking for the right shots, the counter shots especially. Bivol was aware of that. And it was a one-sided, really good performance by that champion right there.
Let's go back through this fight. Again, early on, it was a slow start for Dmitry Bivol in terms of his jabbing dominance, which normally he has. But you see, counter right hands by Bivol early on. Castillo, though, was calm. He's an experienced pro, Sergio, and he was in all these rounds.
He was in these rounds, and Bivol had to fight a 6-inch reach at disadvantage as well, so maybe that gave him a little bit of problems as well.
He was tested, but then the right hand, that was just a gorgeous short shot by Bivol in the 6th round. Puts Castillo down. Castillo able to weather that storm. But even as you go through the highlight package, what are we seeing? Bivol with combination punches to the body and the head. Again and again. Machine-like. And Dmitry Bivol, again, maybe some will be left a little dry, but all you can ask is for a man to get his W. He doesn't owe you blood, right? He just needs to win. Bivol certainly doing that tonight against taller, bigger Lenin Castillo. He fought well. I think you're right. I think he did everything he could, and even tried to, as we're saying, hey, doesn't he want to try something here? He tried with the big right hand, but you just can't square up Bivol cleanly.
Those 4 weeks in camp with Arthur Beterbiev, the biggest puncher at light heavyweight, did some well for Castillo.
Let's get the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action here in Chicago, we go to the judges' score totals. Nelson Vasquez, 120 to 107. Mike Fitzgerald and Javier Alvarez both scored the bout, 119 to 108. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. And still, the undefeated WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry